So you're a smooth-brained individual that thinks going 90 down back roads with your buddies is a good idea. You need 3 things: a radar detector, energy drinks, and a grandpa car. Today, we are talking about the top 10 grandpa cars. All of these cars are insanely comfortable and perfect for terrorizing your local community. They're cheap, they're dependable, and most of them can actually be pretty dang quick. At number 10, we have the Cadillac DTS. Now, in my opinion, these cars are heavily underrated. They make 275 horsepower and have a top speed of 150 once you take the governor off. And the best part is, you can find these things stupid cheap. Because people think that the North Star underneath the hood is a pile of crap when, contrary to popular belief, it's not. In 2005, they updated the North Star so they didn't have the head gasket issues anymore. But if you are an experienced mechanic, don't be too afraid of the previous North Stars either. There are kits to go ahead and reinforce the head studs for these so they don't blow up. Just remember, if it says DTS, it has the good motor. If it says DeVille, it needs the head stud upgrade. At number 9, we have the Lincoln Town Car. Now, if you don't already know, this thing is on the Panther platform that is shared with the Mercury Grand Marquis and the Crown Victoria. Also shares the same motor as the 2-valve Mustang GT, which means you can pretty much do whatever you want to one of these. Manual swap, turbocharger, supercharger, or even put in a 4-valve. Come on, these cars should have came with a 4-valve from the factory. Anyways, the one you want is one from the mid-90s. These are going to be the most comfortable ones out of the bunch. And also, in my opinion, these ones look the best as well. At number 8, we have the Cadillac STS. This car I completely forgot existed until I went to make this list. Now, the base motor in these was the 3.6 liter V6. You want to avoid that like the plague. But these things did come with the 4.6 liter North Star that made 320 horsepower. Now, this car was produced during that sports car transition for Cadillac. So yes, these cars are luxurious, but then at the same time, they handle really, really well. This was when they came out with the STS V, which had 469 horsepower coming from a supercharged North Star V8. How would you feel dropping $70,000 on a Challenger just to get gapped by Grandpa on his way to church? Anyways, at number 7, we have the Buick Park Avenue. This car is the Walmart variety of luxury. Now, the Park Avenue was basically the successor to the Buick Roadmaster. It was basically a Buick LeSabre, just a little bit larger. That means it came with the legendary 3.8 liter. But if you really wanted to, you can get the Park Avenue Ultra, which came with a supercharger and optional heated seats. Now, in my opinion, these are just a good all-around car. They're really dang comfortable, they have a decent amount of horsepower, they get 30 mpg on the highway. Oh yeah, these things actually handle as well. Number 6, we have the SC300 and SC400. The SC300 being the car that you buy when you want a Supra, but you're way too broke. SC300 has the 2JZ, while the SC400 has the 1UZ V8. If you know anything about these motors, they're insanely dependable from the factory, and there is a humongous aftermarket for both of them. The Lexus SC is also on the same platform as the Toyota Supra. So if you do want to modify it, you can, but in my honest opinion, you probably shouldn't. I see these cars getting screwed up left and right on Facebook Marketplace, and it's just getting hard to find one of these in nice shape anymore. This car was a personal luxury car, not a sports car. If you're going to go out and buy one of these, make sure you get the cleanest example possible. A lot of times you can get the SC400 a little bit cheaper than the SC300 just because it doesn't have the 2J, and in my honest opinion, it's a better motor anyways. At number 5, we have the Lincoln Continental. Now, this is what happens when you take a Ford Taurus and slap a Cobra motor in it. You get a Mercury Marauder that's front-wheel drive. This was Ford's attempt at going after Cadillacs at the time. But you know what? These, in my opinion, were actually better. These didn't have the head gasket issues. A pretty big aftermarket for these motors. In stock, they have a top speed of over 130. But just like the Lincoln Town Car, these things have an incredibly plush interior. At number 4, we have the Lexus LS400. Now, when this car came out, it stunned the entire industry. Estimated 250 horsepower from a 4-liter V8, top speed of 145 miles an hour. That didn't matter. What mattered was the fact that it was better and cheaper than a Mercedes S-Class. Like, they had to redesign every single Mercedes-Benz model just to make sure they didn't look like they were stuck in 1973 anymore. At number 3, we have the Chevy Impala SS. Hold up. At number 3, we have the Buick LaCrosse Super. It's literally just a plain Jane Buick LaCrosse with an LS4 in it. That means that this big boat can do 148 miles an hour, but it still fits that grandpa car aesthetic. It's comfy, it's subtle, it's unassuming. Nobody would expect this car to have 300 horsepower. At number 2, we have the Buick Roadmaster. 3 words: couch on wheels. This thing is an Impala SS, but boomerfied. Huge, spacious, plush interior, soft, supple suspension, and factory, it comes with decent power. A lot of these cars came with an LT1 from the factory, and if you wanted to, you can put a hot cam and some LT4 heads on it. And that should get you somewhere around 350 to 400 horsepower. But also, T56 swaps aren't that uncommon either. But if I bought one of these cars, I would put an LS in one of these. Put an LSA supercharger on an LQ9 and put a T56 behind it. Nobody would expect this grandpa car to be freaking quick. Imagine pulling up next to a Hellcat and gapping his ass in one of these. That just seems super hilarious to me, and I really am tempted to do it. And at number 1, we have the Lincoln Mark 8. 183 miles an hour at the Bonneville Salt Flats. This is the first car to ever get the 4-valve 4.6 liter. Without this car, you won't get the SVT Cobra, the Terminator Cobra, the Ford GT, the SVT Lightning. This car paved the way for all of those. And that means that this car has a humongous aftermarket. Supercharger kits, turbocharger, T45 or T56 swap. The sky is literally the limit with these. And stock, these cars are extremely comfortable. They have air suspension, heated seats, oh my god. And the best part is, if you want to bomb down back roads at 140 miles an hour in one of these, you can absolutely do so. Cars are cheap, these cars are fast, and they're insurable through Haggerty. $60 a month for car insurance. The only downside to these is the fact that they get terrible fuel economy. Who cares when you literally bought a Ford Mustang Cobra for less than $3,000? Believe me when I say this, these cars are suddenly gonna skyrocket up in value and become unobtainium. It's just right at the moment, they're still stupid cheap. If you are thinking about buying one of these, buy one now. Just like the Fox Body and the 3rd Gen Camaro, these things are going to triple in value in the next couple of years. That one Mark 8 that might be $3,000 or $4,000, 2 or 3 years down the road, might be about 10 grand. So here I am warning you, buy all these cars while they're cheap. As usual, if I missed anything, please leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will see you in the next video.